Greetings from California.
And hello from New York.
This has been quite a week.
It has. Oh, I've had such a lovely week. You already saw the picture that I got with Garcelle.
Yes.
That made my month. I'll tell y'all the story later in the episode when we get to Garcelle versus Erika.
And I actually have a little Housewives news too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'll get to that. But let's start off with what could possibly be good news. Wendy Williams has been seen out and about looking lucid. She said that she's focused on getting her finances from Wells Fargo, as well as getting back on television. Now, it seems that the Wendy show will be no longer, but she could make a triumphant return if her health has.
Okay, I mean, we've heard it all before. Shout out to Sunshine Anderson. But we'll see. Like, I'm just hoping that before her show is done, she'll at least make an appearance on like the last week or so or something, because it's still her show right now. Still her show. But you know, the producers are holding her show like Wells Fargo is holding her money. So
I finally saw a clip when Leah Remini and somebody else was hosting, and Norman looks 10 years younger. Norman's hair had grown back. Norman ain't looking stressed anymore. He looked like he gave up drinking. I mean, Norman looks better. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was somebody else.
You know what? Norman was there when I went to the Wendy show when Vivica and Carson hosted. Damn it, I wasn't even paying attention to him. I think he was so relieved that he didn't have to like interject like every 5 minutes. Like, I think he only said something once during the entire hour.
Exactly. He was like, shit, if I have to get up here and do it, I will get up here and do it.
Also, a little fun fact, the executive producer of Sherry's new show, he was at Garcelle's book signing. She gave him like a little shout out during her book signing.
Oh.
So yeah, I can't wait to see how Sherry does.
I give it 2 seasons.
I give it 1 if Wendy comes back to television around the same time.
Okay. I think Wendy wouldn't come back to daytime. I think she would do once a week late night, like a John Oliver type of thing.
Or Bill Maher. He does once a week and he does great.
Yep.
Oh, and speaking of which, you heard that Karamo got his own show? His own talk show. I mean, who asked for that? I don't know. Like,
I need to go down to LA and start meeting people, because if they've got room for Karamo in their television schedule, they got room for us.
Exactly. I'm just wondering, like, I guess he's trying to be like a black version of Carson, but honestly, Carson is more likable.
I think Carson knows he is an ensemble cast. Has Carson tried to have his own show?
Did he?
I think he was always like with other people. He might have had a show where he was styling people, but he was never like the center focus. The clothes were, he knows how to like be a judge on Drag Race, how to be on, but he's that perfect addition. He knows how to play well with others. Karamo on a talk show, I don't even see Carson on a talk show.
Right, it's just such a random decision. I think it's gonna be like—
Wait, Carson, I think, was from the original Queer Eye.
Yes.
And then that's where he came from. So yeah, he was always ensemble cast. Then Karamo was on the new Queer Eye, and I guess like after 6 seasons, that kind of went away and they're all doing their own thing now. But I just don't see him with the talk show. He needs an ensemble cast.
So this is the article from E! News. It says Queer Eye star Karamo's self-titled daytime series is set to premiere later this year. It's with NBC Universal, Syndication Studios, and E! News.
Okay, so it's Peacock.
I'm wondering, like he said, in front of a live studio audience, Brown and guests will dive into a variety of topics, including infidelity, race, parenting, and complex family dynamics. I'm bored even reading this.
Oh my, and also it's like, why not talk about what you know? pop culture and reality TV. Like, why not talk about what you live? You were an OG MTV real world person. You could talk about that. Like, don't nobody want to hear your thoughts on some of these issues that you are not educated upon, sir. You're going to put your foot in your mouth. Remember when you had to take your whole Instagram down on Dancing with the Stars? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I don't even remember that.
I do. He said something stupid. I forget what, but he said something stupid.
He says, as a Black gay man of first generation immigrants, opportunities for my goals seem impossible. So I want to thank everyone involved for believing in me and trusting me to explore the highs and lows of life and celebrate with their audiences. I mean, you say Karamo around a group of Black gay men, we all gonna roll our eyes. Just do some digging online and you'll see why. And speaking of like, you know, real world, because that's where he's from, I am so excited for the Real World New Orleans reunion, not only because it's my hometown, but that was like the glory days of Real World. Like it started with, I think Generation X more so loved New York and San Francisco, but the millennials got on it when they got to Boston and Miami, Hawaii, Seattle with that slap, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited. I already watched the season on YouTube, but they just put it on Paramount if you're trying to like catch up.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you give a fuck or not, but I mean,
no.
I love Real World New Orleans.
I was always in and out. I was never able to really follow it. I never knew when the episodes were coming on.
And they were surprisingly 30 minutes. I forgot about that. Like I went through those episodes.
Oh, wow.
So it's an easy watch. It's so crazy just looking back at it as an adult, because you just see so many other layers to the show. But yeah, I think it premieres, I want to say next month or later this month.
And speaking of announcements, I was shocked and amazed, and I'm really looking forward to Drag Race All Stars, All Winners. Now that is going to be high drag. All winners, the queen of all queens.
Yes, like that was a good ass promo.
And it's anybody's game. Everybody's a winner. So everybody has it in them.
I'm thinking like, this is the rumor. I heard that there won't be any eliminations. It's just going to be like a point system, and whoever has the most points by the end wins. But we'll see. Like if they're eliminated, I just feel like the fans are just going to be so like ravenous, because you know, Drag Race fans, they're different from Housewives fans. Like they get offended easier. Shocking.
They like to tussle.
Yeah, but it's Shea Coulee. I mean, you have Jada Essence Hall, Monet, Evie Oddly, Jinx, Trinity the Tuck. Who else? I'm missing one.
Raja,
my favorite of all of them. Oh, I cannot wait.
I mean, that list is, I just want to see what all of them have to bring.
Rue has made it to where we're going to have Drag Race come on consecutively throughout the year, because I mean, after that, I mean, they're already filming the next All Stars after that. I mean, Maddie Rance is eating right now. Shout out to him. It's too much for me. It is too much, Taquita. So let's talk about this rumor that came out yesterday. I mean, it's kind of shaking the internet, not breaking it, but allegedly A$AP Rocky got caught cheating on Rihanna and they broke up after she caught him. I don't know, like it's not far-fetched for a rapper to cheat on somebody. So I'm not sure why people are thinking it's so far-fetched, like that could not happen. And it's A$AP Rocky. But yeah, it's just a rumor. A lot of people are disputing it.
You can't be serious. You can't be serious. While she's pregnant? A rapper cheating on a woman while she's pregnant? You can't be serious.
Shocking. There was somebody on Twitter who he's like a fashion influencer, and he was giving really in-depth details, and I'm like, okay, even if it is a false rumor, I think where there's smoke, there's fire, because you don't just make something like that up. Something about it is true, and maybe some of it is false, but how can someone just create a rumor out of nothing? So
ask Tasha K.
Ooh, okay. But yeah, let me see. This is the rumor.
We love you, girl.
Allegedly, because we ain't trying to get sued on here, a Paris-based fashion influencer took to Instagram with the report that Rihanna and ASAP broke up after she caught him cheating with shoe designer Amina Muad. They detailed that Amina was responsible for designing Fenty's footwear offering, and Rihanna is often seen in custom shoes for her own label. Again, like, it's believable. That's why. Just like Trey Songz assaulting somebody, it's believable. I hope it's not true for Rihanna's sake, but I never saw them together anyway. And I think Rihanna just wants to be with him for the baby. Well, she wants him for a baby.
Of all the sperm Rihanna had access to, and that's what she chose.
Honestly, you notice that the trifecta, which some would call it, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and Rihanna, I mean, look at their spouses. Even how I feel about Nicki, like, those are three very successful Black queens, and this is who they choose for their mates. I guess it is what it is. But we'll keep you updated on this rumor, because so far, like, no one's come forward about it. If it's true or not, I wouldn't be shocked if it was true.
Maybe it'll get an album out of her.
Finally.
Maybe she just needs some heartbreak to sing about. Her life's been going too good. She needs some turmoil, some angst. We're not wishing it on her, just anything to get us an album, because that heifer left us high and dry, and we haven't forgotten.
I see the latest headline is TMZ sources say Rihanna and A$AP Rocky cheating rumors are false. And I'm just like, okay, just because it's TMZ that says it's false, you know, like, whatever. I mean, if it's something that's related to the LAPD or something, they have direct access to the LAPD. That's why they get everything so, like, fast. But with stuff like this, I'm like, well.
Like Jason Lee saying the Queen was dead. Where are your sources?
I love how we all just ignored that afterwards. That was an egregious story to just make up, you know?
Well, remember when Beyonce was pregnant every 5 minutes?
Or when people said her baby was fake. Like, she was walking around with like a fake belly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember that.
I remember it collapsing on television. I will say it just looked weird. That's all I'm going to say. I will say the pregnancy with the twins versus the pregnancy with Blue Ivy were done very differently. It's her body, her baby, her business. I don't give a shit where Blue Ivy came from. I really don't. I'm happy for her. She's richer than I'll ever be. Congratulations.
And happy birthday.
And happy birthday. I will just say that video of her in the maroon dress was odd. I'll just say it was odd. Then with that next pregnancy, it was big belly everywhere. I mean, she was showing that belly off. With that first belly, we never saw it. She did that one shadowy picture where she was kind of showing you. It was odd. I remember because I was like, oh, she's finally pregnant. Everybody was pregnant with her. It was odd. That's all I'm gonna say. It was odd.
Well, let's move on from that topic.
But you know what? It was probably Matthew's fault because he was still managing her. She was on her own with them second babies.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
You sure? I don't know.
Remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I think he left her. Well, I think she fired him after Sasha Fierce, but you may be right because Blue was born around 4. So I have to go back and look. I'm not sure if she was still being managed by him.
And he may not have been officially fired, but he was on his way out. But them second babies, that was all her. And it was much more, oh, she's pregnant. The photos were way more normal. It wasn't as secret.
This was 2011, I want to say.
Yeah, because Blue Ivy's what, 22, 23?
No, that's Riley. Well, no, Riley is 42. Okay, so you might have a point. I love Blue Ivy. I love Blue Ivy. She is
No,
like,
and I just said she's 20 something because I can't believe how old she is.
Well, she's aging rapidly too, though.
I mean, they just grow up so damn fast. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
You're about to be out here in movies. You know she is.
But next topic is Tasha K failed to comply with judge's order to remove defamatory statements against Cardi B. According to this lawyer who's been keeping up with the case, this is what he said. We're not saying this, y'all. He says, breaking, the blogger lady, AKA Tasha K, defies federal court order by failing to remove defamatory statements about Cardi B. She is facing possible prison time and financial sanctions, and it's a developing story.
Honey, if you're watching this, please just take it down.
Right. I don't think it's that serious to be like going to jail for this. And you know Cardi B, like, she'll put a bitch in prison. She will.
Is petty and from the Bronx. We ain't telling you what to do. We don't want this to get any worse than it already is. This is why we don't play in court.
Right. Like, prison time? Like, geez, it's not worth it.
Well, I guess this is also showing people you really can't get out there and just make stuff up. Or at least not have a way to prove what you're saying. Now, I can prove Kenya Moore has black-eyed knees. I have screenshots. I can prove Kenya Moore's husband is never with her. They've got a pending divorce. I can prove that she had bad skin. Now, fortunately, it's gotten better. It's gone from calderas and canyons to maybe a bump of braille. But those things can be proven.
Well, you brought up Kenya, and I know you mentioned this already, but did she give an interview saying that she's not worried about being the villain anymore?
She has, and I think it is a smart pivot that we started to see on Girls Trip. Now, this does two things. One, for anybody who doesn't like Portia, it lets them say, it was Portia, it was Portia, it was Portia all along. But it puts Kenya in a different light to her haters, where it's like, okay, you ain't going after Portia no more. You're trying to turn over a new leaf, so we won't be as irritated with her when she gets irritated.
And she normally goes after the new girl.
And this year she's friends with the new girl. She's switching it up.
Okay.
Her and Marlo still have beef, but you know John Amos always loves to get somebody's goat.
I can't wait too. I mean, it's going to be in about 2 weeks, almost, like a little bit over 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like what, the first?
Yes.
Ooh.
I know,
Spring
right?
has sprung.
It has, and then the week after we got Beverly Hills, and then the next month we have Ultimate Girls Trip 2.
Where is Married to Medicine?
Allegedly, it's going to be in the summer, late June or July.
Why are they taking so long?
I don't know. I do not know. Oh, by the way, so Karen Huger's spinoff, well, what we even call it a spinoff, it's a special. It's a 2-part special that starts this Sunday. It's about a family reunion or some shit. I saw a clip of it. That clip was boring. I'm like, who encouraged this? Like, I like Karen, but I like her with an ensemble cast. I don't want her by herself. Her and her boring family and her and Ray. They showed them fishing in the clip. Like, if her wig don't come off into the water, why am I tuning in? You know, like, it was such a boring clip. I was like, I don't really even want to watch this. I'm gonna give it a chance, but I'm definitely not reviewing it. I might review it collectively, but I'm not doing both of those episodes.
I'm going to review it. I think this is Bravo's response to Portia's show being so low down and dirty when it was supposed to be Portia Luther King. So I think this is when we're going to get some positive Blackness on Bravo. I think this is going to give us that educated moment.
Well, I can't wait to see how it performs. Candy's show, it's actually a 10-episode season, so we have 4 more episodes left.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I feel like they're going to be back next season. I feel like this is the first of many. The sissies are bringing it. The sissies are carrying the show on their back. Chandrika needs to go.
I like her though. I like her antics and shit like that.
Then they need to give her a different position because it just don't make no sense because she ain't working. They need to hire somebody that maybe she can constantly be training that just does her job so she can just go around and create mess.
I'm trying to think like who's carrying the show? Like the old lady gang, Brian and Torrin. There was somebody else who I really liked.
And Phyllis.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I gotta give it to Phyllis. Phyllis is such a hateful, miserable, lonely, sorry, penny pinching, looking down his nose at thinking he better than everybody when you just got out of sleeping 5-2 or 1 bedroom your damn self as person that he's just so good to hate. Like Kenya, you love to hate him.
It looks like he calmed down though, like after the reception or whatever. But we'll see. When are we gonna get our reality show?
Well, we'll never have a reality show. We'll just do this on Hulu.
That's true.
We ain't putting our business in the street. We're too talented for that. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. People don't always associate some of the physical stuff that they're going through with the fact that it's caused by stress. From digestive issues to headaches, teeth grindings, it can be stress from unresolved issues, from concerns about how something's going to pan out or how you're going to handle something, or just general life angst. Now, BetterHelp has helped me manage these symptoms, manage life angst, and manage my stress. BetterHelp has given me the tools of how to calm not just my mind, but my body. From how I'm going to buy a house to where I'm going to live next, BetterHelp Therapy has helped me with the tools that I need to stay calm and to make the proper choices. BetterHelp was super easy to sign up for. You're able to choose your therapist from whatever type of therapy you need, be it stress management, grief, accountability, or whatever expertise you're specifically looking for.
And BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can help lower your stress. Pop Roast listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/roast. That's BetterHelp.com/roast. So my experience with Garcelle's book signing, it was such an intimate gathering. That's what I loved about it. It was about, I want to say no more than 50 people. Ooh. Like I was in the second row. I could see her in the middle. I went with my friend. Shout out to Seydou. She looked amazing. Like she just looked, she was just so fashionable, like just so effortless. I didn't like the interviewer. Like the interviewer was just asking such basic questions. Like the audience was asking better questions than the interviewer. I was a little shocked by that because I think I forgot her name. She asked her more stuff about Housewives than her career, which was just so weird to me. But then even before it started, Dorinda came in and everybody was just like applauding her. I mean, Dorinda is missed. I loved her on New York. I don't know. Well, she did need a break though. She needed a break because she was becoming mean. So I think the break was a favor to her. So then, you know how excited I was. I was texting you like, oh my God, I hope I get a picture with her. Should I ask her a question? You know, I am not the type of person to like ask a question in the audience, but my question for her was, how did it feel getting booked for Fancy on the Jamie Foxx show? Everybody applauded my question. I could not believe the interviewer did not even talk about her early career. Like, it's iconic. And I asked her, did you ever foresee it becoming iconic? And she gave like the whole backstory of it. And she was so personable. She was looking me in my eyes like, I love her even more. And you know she gave some tea. You know she gave some tea. Of course, the interviewer asked, what did she think about Erika throwing her book in the trash? And since I have the rights to this video and it's my video YouTube, I'm gonna play it.
Overthinks the post, right? Nobody. And it was a clip from the trailer. It's not like I made it up.
Right.
And so I sort of used that, as we all do, right? And so obviously it hit a nerve. And I thought she gave 0 fucks.
Oh, right?
Right. But I also want to send her flowers because she also did me a favor.
But yes, she said, I thought she gave 0 fucks. And I was just like, yes. What else did she say? Oh, the interviewer asked her, who is the most different when the cameras are down? And she said, honestly, like
Kyle Richards.
Well, she didn't want to give a name. So she said that the fashion is more subtle. Like everyone plays up the fashion when the cameras are up. And someone yelled, Dorit. And she was just like, oh, Dorit is the same. And everybody started laughing. She's very shitty.
Well, you know what, Garcelle, you know what? That was a compliment in some way.
Right. This was such a great event. And there was no pictures guaranteed, but everyone rushed up and got a picture. And I was like, I'm gonna try to get this picture. So as she was leaving out, someone actually tapped me and was like, oh, I love your show, you and Alex. I was like, oh, thank you. I was trying not to make sure I missed Garcelle during that moment. So I got to her and she's pretty tall in person. She had heels on and this is the picture. It's on my Instagram too, y'all. I'm on CDiggy1. It made my night. I was high too during that as well. So I was elated that night. It was a fun event. And yeah, I had fun. Shout out to Garcelle. Can't wait for the new season.
I also will be in a Housewives vicinity in June. I am going to the Cabaret. Luann is coming to San Fran and I'm going to see her.
Yes, I cannot wait. I hope you get a picture with her.
I hope so too, and I'm going to be singing along to Money Can't Buy You Class, Elegance is Learned, my friend. I'm gonna really try to get her deep masculine, Candy Burst, every man wants a woman, key down pat.
They do have the same register.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Are you going with anybody?
Brian.
Oh, okay. Tell him I said hello.
I will.
Like Brian. We both have friends named Brian.
I know.
But yeah, what did you think about Erika Jayne throwing Garcelle's book in the trash? I don't even think it warranted that type of response.
Well, like Garcelle said, nobody needs to help you look bad, Erika. You do that all by yourself. Erika has become a dumpster fire. I don't even think the reality show machine is chewing her up and spitting her out. I think it's just her. I think we are watching her truly self-destruct because the only way you're going to get out of this much debt is likability. And she's just not going that route. She is being a spoiled, impudent asshole with no money.
Until she finds her next sugar daddy.
I don't know how much sugar is left in the bowl.
I think she can land her a sugar daddy. I think she could.
I will say this, she can, but is she willing to do the work? Because they gonna want you to stand on your head. When you marry for money, you earn every penny.
Right, and it sucks. She was with Tom for 22 years, and she might not see a dime.
She ain't seeing shit but debt. Deep debt. There ain't shit to see. $101 million in bankruptcy court. $101 million. That's a lottery win. A lottery win.
Unless you're Elon Musk, I'm not sure how easy Tom is going to pay that back.
He's not. Everybody is screwed. The money is spent. Like Sutton said, they spent it. That money was pissed out of planes. That money was eaten with foie gras. They spent it.
They spent it.
And the sad thing is, The people who were hurt will not be made whole. They're going to get pennies on the dollar, but Erika's not going to see anything. There is going to be zero, nothing, especially after all of the lawyer fees. She ain't got shit. She is broker than a he hank. She is broke as a joke without a punchline.
Did you see what Teddy Mellencamp had to say about Garcelle?
Oh, God. Now, why would I give a shit about what a mosquito has to say?
Not even a mosquito, a gnat. She is a gnat.
Also, why would you have an opinion on the impoverished and the destitute? Because that's what Erika Jayne is. She is impoverished and destitute.
Like, you don't even go here. Like, why do you even have anything to say?
You know what? I got something for her. I got something for Teddy Mellencamp. I'm going to throw an egg at her because she deserves to have egg all over her face for that dumbass hot take. When you shake hands with somebody, girl, you just just anything to get back on this show that nobody wanted you on. You got on here and you were boring. You got on here and you fumbled the bag. Every time the cast saw you, they rolled their eyes. So these women don't even like you, but you still want to be around them. Girl, get like Eden Sassoon, get some self-respect and walk the fuck on.
She's such a wannabe. Like, this was her podcast with her and Tamra. I'm not familiar with Tamra because I never watched OC. I guess I'm going to see her on Girls Trip or whatever. But I think they actually have a popular podcast together.
Tamra Judge is a religious hypocrite.
I only know her from, it's my opinion! Like, that's the only thing I know her from.
Yeah, the crones of OC have never been that interesting. I'm going to try to catch up on them, but they're just, I don't know, there's just something crony, sleazy, skeezy about them. There's just something where, racism and cuckolding are just beneath the surface. Like, I don't know. There's something about, they smell through the television.
I tried to give OC a chance this season. I was into it, and then I was just zoned out afterward. I didn't even care to catch up. And I was just like, but Miami drew me in. Like, that was a good season.
I don't know how you were able to tell one pigeon from another.
They're a good cast. Like, they switched it up a little bit and they got some color in there. But anyway, back to Teddy Ruxpin. Fuck her. Nobody cares what you have to say. You don't even go here. Next. So this was some interesting news that happened. So apparently Kirk Franklin's son, I feel bad for him because that is what he is known for. Like, people don't even call him his name. He is Kirk Franklin's son.
At least Blue Ivy gets Blue Ivy.
Right. But yes, he was arrested in connection to a missing woman believed to be dead. Like, he's being held in Los Angeles County Jail without bond after being taken into custody on Sunday. He was pulled over at 7:36 a.m. Damn, by the Beverly Hills police, and he was booked into jail at 10:28 a.m. See, he was assigned a permanent housing location in the jail. I wonder what Kirk Franklin doing to get him out. Probably not at all.
They have an estranged relationship. But I heard the car he was in was the car of this missing woman who's presumed murdered.
They said they spoke to him from jail, and he said he was wrongfully arrested and stopped because of a taillight. It's always because of a taillight. That is how they get you. Like,
I swear, we need to team up with some scientists and come up with some indestructible, unoutable taillights for Black people.
I got arrested for, I was stopped for a taillight. And then they found out that it was a mix-up because my registration wasn't paid for. So once it was paid, I didn't know my license was suspended. Like, I didn't get any type of notification. So I was just like, oh my God, my license was suspended? And the white cop didn't care that I showed him the receipt that I paid for the car registration, and he took me to jail, Atlanta jail, like Cobb County Jail. Not Fulton, Cobb.
Yeah, I'll just Uber if I ever get down there.
Right. They said that his next hearing was Tuesday. I'm not sure we had any updates, but he's on the Bad Boys Club or Bad Boys LA. However, a little spoiler alert for you, but those two straight guys that was so worried about his sexuality, he finally told them that he was bisexual. But I was just like, why are these straight guys just so worried about his sexuality? They kept asking him. They're just like, we just want to know how you roll. We want to know how we have to move around you. Why?
They spend so much time thinking about us, but we ain't thinking about them. Women ain't thinking about them. Nobody's thinking about them. It's attention is what they're yearning for. That's like being gay, but always worrying about some woman.
Exactly. I'm not worried about if you gay unless I'm trying to smash. Let's say that.
Or unless you're Rob Dixon and you're perpetrating an obvious fraud week after week, year after year.
Here you go. But yeah, there's no updates on Carry-On Franklin. Hopefully he's not connected to this woman's alleged murder. Zeus is still playing the bad boys. So I hope they have only 2 episodes left because I am killing brain cells reviewing that shit on my Patreon.
I will be catching up, but I'll be interested to see how this case pans out because this is quite a mystery.
Yeah.
This gives me a true crime podcast team.
Also, just speaking of the Patreon, me and Alex just filmed Pop Rose Extra for the month of April. We answered some of y'all questions, had a good old kiki smoke session. It was really laid back. And if you're not familiar, me and Alex, we do a Pop Roast Extra every month on my channel. It's $4 a month. And it's patreon.com/cdiggy1 if you're interested.
And we had a lot of questions.
I know, right? These were some tame questions, though. I was like, y'all could come better than that for next time. So in May, make sure the questions are a little bit more spicier. We might answer them, but I'm just saying, y'all can come a little bit harder than that. Just saying. Just saying.
I thought the questions were good. And they gave us a lot of setup questions. Like whoever said, why didn't Janet speak up for herself when she was with Jermaine Dupri? Somebody really, and the way you phrased it, you knew what you were doing. Why didn't Janet speak up? You sat back, you stroked your chin, and you said, now what can I say to get Al to go off on Janet? How can I trigger him? Ooh, I'll say she should have spoken up. That was good. I'm going to be laughing at that one for a minute. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was good.
And we don't only do question and answering, we also do roast. So you give us a celebrity to roast and we will roast them like you did Erika on the other episode. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Anywho.
Do you know why we look so young and beautiful? Because we realize that sleep is key to overall health, wellness, and maintaining tight, youthful skin. So I'm excited to tell you about one of our best sponsors, GhostBed. We love their products, and I am here to tell you this is one of the best beds in the game. They're made by Nature's Sleep, a leader in the mattress industry for over 20 years. Each GhostBed product, from mattresses, sheets, pillows, are all designed with features to keep you cool, because there's nothing better than the cool side of the pillow.
And speaking of pillows, look what I got. I got my ghost pillow from GhostBed. And yes, I'm going to unbox it right in front of y'all. If you're listening to the podcast, take my word for it. Oh, it's so soft. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I cannot wait to sleep on this ghost pillow. Thank you, GhostBed. But yes, you get quality and comfort at affordable prices. It's backed by a 20 to 25-year warranty, 2 times the industry standard. It's a 101 night at home sleep trial. That means you can try it out for 101 nights. And if you don't like it, you can return it and get your money back, no hard feelings. It's free shipping as well, and most orders ship within 24 hours. It's zero down and 0% APR financing. Their current promotion is a flash sale, 40% off mattress and adjustable base bundles, or 30% off a mattress plus 2 free pillows. So to find your perfect mattress, check out GhostBed.com/roast. Right now, GhostBed is offering our listeners 40% off GhostBed bundles where you get a mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off site-wide. That is 30% off all mattresses plus 2 luxury pillows. Use promo code ROAST at ghostbed.com/roast. Hurry and take advantage of these savings. That's ghostbed.com/roast and use promo code ROAST.
I think we need to address the cold ankles in the room. Carlos King is really having a big 2022. I can't hate on the heifer. Well, I can and I will. Carlos is coming out with a new late night series on OWN.
Wow, he is coming for Andy's spot.
I mean, we've seen the ratings for Watch What Happens Live dwindle, and I do feel like there should be a place for Black reality stars to be. He can bring on Love and Marriage Huntsville, maybe a little Love and Hip Hop, perhaps a few Black Ink Crew. It could be good. It could be good. However, his nasal voice and need to kiss celebrity ass is going to turn it into Andy's watered down Watch What Happens Live.
I will say, we have a lot to say about Carlos King, but I do think that he should be the one to host Potomac and the Atlanta reunions. I just think I don't want Andy hosting the reunions for the Black shows. Like, I think he should do Married to Medicine too. What do you think? That's if Bravo lets him.
I mean, Bravo got rid of him and Phaedra at the same time, but they brought Phaedra back. So maybe they will bring Carlos back. I'm tired of Andy in general. I would like him to follow the pattern of his right eye and go off and to the left.
And his podcast is doing really well. The past 2 weeks, he gave his top 10 housewives of all time. I will say, I kind of disagree with it because nobody from Beverly Hills is on it. I think at least Kyle deserves to be in the top 10.
I would say get rid of Ramona and the other OC heifer he had on and put Kyle and Erika, because Kyle is the root of Beverly Hills and Erika changed the game for Beverly Hills and really Housewives in general. She put Housewives glam and high fashion on the map, even though she had to steal from orphans and widows and suck coot cock to get it. I mean, I don't know why the heifer just didn't go on and get a fucking degree. You went and did all that shit just for a bag and a purse, and now you got to give them up to the court of law? That's pathetic. You see, but then again, you're an underachieving white woman, so why am I surprised?
I'm stuck on coot cock. Not coot cock. Oh, goodness gracious. Man. All right. All right.
Look at your face.
I'm looking at, well, he has Kim Zolciak on this list, and he has Sheree. So he could take off those two. Kim Zolciak is not top 10 of all time. I'm sorry.
No.
And Sheree, I mean, she'll be my top 15, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Giselle is on here too.
I know. I'm reviewing this little podcast. Every time he comes out with an episode, I'm gonna review it.
Thank you for your services.
I mean, it's tough, but he has on Charmaine from Black Ink Crew this episode. I was actually reviewing it before we started the filming. And I will say he does provide a useful tidbit, a useful bit of insight, a little tea. So I'm not mad at the show. It's not boring like Gabrice and Robin, but I'm just gonna keep listening.
He has just such an annoying voice. That's the only thing that makes it tedious to listen.
And it's not just the voice, it's the consistent mispronunciation of words. Like he can't say Atlanta, he has to say Atlanta.
Yeah, let me see if I can get his voice. I'm Carlos King, and my favorite housewife is NeNe Leakes. NeNe Leakes, y'all. Now I have Ebony K. Williams on.
That was spot on.
Like he has that nasally, but he talks like this.
I'm Carlos King. I don't think I can do. I'm Carlos King, and these are my top 10 housewives of all time.
I hear it a little bit.
Real Housewives of Atlanta, we have NeNe Leakes. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna work on it.
Says Ebony, girl, you are doing the damn thing. Woo. But yeah.
Oh my God!
He just, it sticks in my head. That's why I'm just like, oh God. Could you imagine listening to that for an hour?
Yes, I have been twice a week.
But have you heard of this Potomac tea that's going on? So allegedly, Gabrice and Gabrici has unfollowed Candace and vice versa. And this is the rumor right now. So word on the street is Giselle is allegedly trying to take down Chris Bassett this season. Allegedly, Giselle is accusing Chris of being inappropriate with her at last season's reunion. Oh, so
Giselle, don't nobody want your big head ass. I am so sick of you heading Molati. Girl, it would really be a story if you could keep one of the men that actually wanted you. But you too worried about chasing Jamal through your phone. No, of course not. Here's the thing. In the binder, the number was 410. I suggest you call that and try to get your husband back because Chris Bassett don't want you. There's a whole lot of shit I'll believe. That ain't it. Gabrice, you are just as miserable and bitter as his current wife. So he ain't getting nothing new with you.
It is a heavy accusation. I mean, she's trying to put like a Michael type accusation on him.
The only person on that show that wants you is Rob Dixon. Okay, Giselle, that's the only one that wants you. Not Nair man on that show would keep you in bed. They would happily kick you out.
I think Candace better watch out because they may try to ice her out. Let me see. You have the Green Eye Bandits. You know you're on shaky ground with Karen. Mia, you know how she feel about you. Like the only person that's gonna be in her corner maybe is Wendy, but then it's gonna be a whole colorism thing. So I'm just like, Lord, I hope we don't go there.
Wendy is going to go where the group goes. Wendy is not going to stand firm with a heifer like Candace. Wendy's too smart for that. Wendy is on this show to pay off that mortgage and those student loans. That's why Wendy is here. Wendy is here for a check and a coin, and she does not give a flying fuck what Ashley has to say, because she will say behind closed doors at her kitchen table, look, Candace's mama got her ass. Ain't nobody got us. So we will go where we need to go to keep the checks coming into this household. Yes, they will.
I forgot about Ashley. That's another person. So it's easy to ice Candace out this season. So she better watch out because this might be her last season unless she gets pregnant by the end of it.
Even if she gets pregnant, I could see them not giving a fuck. She might have a friend of role. I think icing out Candace will be the plot because if she's already unfollowed by Gabrice and Gabrici, that says it all. And Gabrici takes her role as Queen Bee very seriously. And since Candace wanted to be an ass to Karen Huger last season, I don't see Karen Huger really throwing down the gauntlet to fight for Candace. She gets into physical altercations each season. We can't just blame Monique no more because she sure did get into it with me and Monique wasn't even there. Everybody loved to say, oh, it was Monique. It was all Monique. Monique orchestrated it. Monique set it up. Monique wasn't there and she still got into a physical altercation with somebody else. We could even take color out of it because it was brown skin versus brown skin, then brown skin versus light skin. The only common denominator is Candace.
Well, I will say that like there's evidence of Wendy having Candace's back a lot. So I do think that Wendy's going to have her back. Also, what's interesting is they're bringing Charisse as well as Katie back.
Are they bringing Katie back? Because I heard that Katie just did a public apology to Bravo begging for her job back.
It was cringe.
I like Katie, but she didn't seem like she was up to it in the Wendy Williams kind of way. Like you were a little too busy dealing with health issues, mental issues, to be on a reality show. You need to be strong to be on a reality show. And the last time you were on, it was just sad and pitiable, like Rob Dixon's life.
Well, she says she's better now these days, so I wouldn't mind her being on there. Like, you know, and Charisse is the reason why Potomac is even on. So I think Bravo kind of owes her like at least a little friend of spot.
But then they would owe Mariah a little friend of spot because without Mariah, we wouldn't have Married to Medicine. And we don't need Mariah having a little friend spot.
That's the thing. You don't need Mariah on Married to Medicine, but we need to switch it up on Potomac a little bit because there's no reason why Robin should be on there this season. None. I don't know. Like they just started filming, so we're not going to see them till late fall.
That is a damn good point. There is not one reason on God's green earth that I could come up with why Rob Dixon is on that show. That is good. Give us a reason. Please, everybody in the comments, can you come up with the reason why we need to see Rob Dixon again this season? Again, how are we following her life? What life? Okay, she done got out the townhouse and now her and her husband or fiance are splitting the rent.
I mean, she's had the same plot line for 6 years. So it's just a lot, you know, like I just don't get it.
Maybe we'll get to see more with her caps this season.
It
was funny though, on their podcast, they had a medium on and he said that she had masculine energy. And I was like, you think? Wow, I mean, you are deeply in tune with the universe, the stars and the spirits, if you can sense her masculinity.
I saw your video. You were very vindicated when you said that. You look very vindicated. Last topic of the day is NeNe Leakes says she is blacklisted. Here she comes again. Like just 2 months ago, she was saying that she wants to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta and wants to sit down with Andy. And now it's like she's blacklisted. She's trying to be like a Monique of reality TV right now. Like she was done wrong, but we remember what you did, NeNe. Like you were not enjoying yourself on that show. And you keep saying, oh, they keep trying to silence Black women. You tried to silence Black women and get Black women fired. Which is it?
I mean, Andy Cohen has washed his hands of you.
Yeah.
When he said, well, NeNe has asked me to keep her name out of my mouth, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then the next time somebody asked during season 13 about bringing NeNe back for 14, he said, we haven't made any plans for season 14. We're just filming and enjoying this great group that we've got right now. I mean, that's sometimes what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you.
She must have got that College Hill check after she finished filming and was like,
this little check?
Right. Like I can see her getting maybe 50 grand for that compared to what she was making at Bravo, almost 3 million. Yeah, I would be feeling bitter right now. Like Candy got the last laugh. She always could not stand Candy. Like, I don't get it.
And Candy's the one who could have helped put her on. I mean, she
Right.
does have her lounge, but I'm surprised that she never, what happened to her talk show with the sissies doing this?
Right? Whatever happened to that? And you know, you don't really hear about her lounge anymore. We used to see her in that lounge every night. Every night. Even when like Greg was like in the hospital, she would be there every night trying to keep the lights on. So I'm not sure, you know, what's going on with that, but I don't know. I just don't think she should be worried about Bravo or anything. I think she was reveling in Candy's low ratings, even though Candy was competing against the Oscars and the Grammys back to back. But yeah, NeNe, take your College Hill check. We will see you then on BET to see.
I mean, NeNe, you want to talk about Candy's low ratings, but you've got no ratings. Candy's on her spinoff, and she'll be on Real Housewives of Atlanta later this year. You're going to be on BET at best. TBA.
So yeah, good luck to NeNe.
If you were such a great actress, you'd be getting some acting jobs. Like, why ain't Tyler Perry hitting up your line?
Well, you know, NBC Universal won't be dealing with her at all. So she better look towards Viacom and Fox and Disney, because NBC Universal is done with you.
Disney laughed when you said that.
Well, Disney meaning like ABC and all that. Zeus. Yeah.
Zeus could call her. She might get something going with Zeus.
But yeah, I think that's the end of Hot Topics.
Well, I guess I will see you sooner than NeNe sees a call from Ryan Murphy.
And I'll see you sooner than Carlos King's ankle sees heat.
You know what? He's like NeNe in that. She loved a cold shoulder. He loves a cold ankle.
Are they still friends?
Oh, who knows? I don't think NeNe's friends with anybody.
And there you have it. Bye, y'all.